back to 80s Guide. I'm Mac here bringing you a module breakdown on Timewarp this week. Timewarp, as you know, will increase the time at which time... what am I saying there? It will increase the speed at which time passes for pretty much everything inside its radius. I say pretty much, of course, because it doesn't actually increase the rate at which everything happens. I'm going to explain that later. However, for now, I'm going to show you, well, what I believe anyway, are the three main uses of Timewarp. I'm going to be showing them to you in one red star. After each use, I will explain each of them, of course, between each one, so won't be going at too quick of a pace. So when I say the Timewarp doesn't increase the speed at which everything happens, if let's say you've activated your Timewarp around your research station, you're researching an artifact, Timewarp will not speed that up. It also will not speed up the time or even decrease the time at which a red star will scan, or a blue star, or it doesn't affect any stations basically. So here we are, the first use of Timewarp, well, the first main use anyway. It is increasing the rate at which modules are used, specifically in this case laser ramp up time. So here I activate my Timewarp, thankfully just about outside of the range of the interceptor's weapon, which could have been quite nasty if it wasn't. That was close actually. So here we can see the battery doesn't speed up here. You can see my damage going down here. It stays the same. It goes 90 per second. However, the ramp up time for the laser increases. Now, Timewarp will affect every module, I believe. None are coming to my head at the moment that it doesn't affect. So it'll affect your module cooldown. It'll affect your, let's say, the time at which, say, a shield can be activated for. If it's regularly 5 minutes, of course the speed at which that happens will increase, so it'll be a bit less than 5 minutes that you get to use your shield for. And however, the cooldown, of course, will be shorter again. So that is our first use, the speeding up of using modules, speed up of module rate. For our second use, we are going to go back to our red star in a couple of seconds. Here we go. Okay, so second use, fairly straightforward, and you know it's something that is kind of sort of basic. It's increasing movement speed. That's a sort of a fairly common use for it. You'd see that very often. I mean, in white stars specifically, when you're trying to rush home a transport or whatever after getting your relics or anything like that. I mean, Timewarp will increase the speed at which ships move. That, kind of goes without saying. Like, that's fairly basic stuff. The Timewarp that I'm using, you don't really see that effect too much. I really haven't got very high level modules. My Timewarp is only level 3. That gives me a 1.3 increase, 1.3 times increase of time. So when something would happen at a rate of 1 second, here it would happen 1.3 times slower, if you get what I'm saying. I really hope that you do, because I sort of don't. So there we can see Timewarp being used to increase the speed at which ships move. Sorry about that. This of course works for all ships, as you kind of guessed, and it works for every ship inside the Timewarp's range, which means the one Timewarp on one ship will increase the speed at which all ships move by the same factor. It's not like remote repair. It doesn't just sort of share the time out equally. It will increase the speed by, well, in my case, times 1.3 times for every ship in its area of influence. Here we are, third use. Well, in a minute actually. the third use that I'm going to be using after I do a lot of overkill to try to get rid of these Cerberus ships is to increase the speed at which artifacts load onto your transports. Now what was I going to say? I can't remember. Oh yes, I do remember. This will work for mining as well. So Timewarp will increase the rate at which your miners do their stuff, which is mining hydrogen, and it will increase the rate at which your transports do their stuff, which is loading artifacts onto them off the planet. So this, again, this time is it isn't shared out among transports. It is, well, in my case, anyway, with my level 3, it's sped up by 0.3. Well, it's, I still don't know how to explain it. It's 130% faster, if you get what I'm saying. So it's 130% faster for both ships here that I'm loading artifacts onto. Now, something that I must stress, okay? If you activate 2 time warps here, they do not stack. Now remember that. If you don't already know it, write it down. It is important. Because if I see someone stacking time warp, I will hunt them down and I will make sure that they can never play Hades Star again. Time warp does not stack, and I just sort of get itchy when people stack time warp, especially in white stars when they're on my team. But anyway, yeah, so just to let you know, time warp does not stack. If I were to use 2 time warps here, I would still only get 130% the speed of which it normally would be. I wouldn't get it like 160%. That's just something that I had to get off my chest. I would have exploded if I hadn't said it up until now. So yeah, so that's sort of your 3 main uses. I didn't show the increase of miner rate, the mining speed increase. That's, well, the main reason for that is, well, because I forgot to bring my miner into this red star. But not to worry, I've told you about it. You know that it increases mining rate. So yeah, so stuff that time warp does not increase. Okay, so you've got your weapon fire rate. So I'm not talking about the laser ramp up. I'm just talking about the damage per second. It does not increase that. It does not influence any stations. Your time modulator will. That's the thing that's next to the star in the center. That will increase the rate at which stations work. However, time warp does not. It does not increase the rate at which your warplanes, any of the stations, I've said that before, or any of the planets. So it will not increase shipment production. What else doesn't increase? That's about it. It'll increase, yeah, so everything except for those 2. It will increase rocket speed. It will increase ship movement speed. And it will increase module use. It'll increase the rate at which modules are used. What am I trying to say here? It'll increase the speed at which modules use up their cooldown. Hang on, I'll get it right. It'll increase the speed at which modules do their stuff. Okay, time's running out. I'm not going to try again. Well, guys, hope that you enjoyed that. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment if you want, give us advice, give us whatever you want. Please subscribe to us as well and be on the lookout for more videos. We've got more coming. I'm uploading fairly regularly each week, and I think the others are going to start uploading as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, if you still are. If you're not, well, there's no point in me saying anything about that because you're not watching, so you won't hear this. So until then, well, I'll see you next week, and thanks for watching. I'll just show you my system here just while the time is running out here.